Welcome back, guys. So, we are in a generation where when older people with sense speak, they are not listened to. And this is probably because of three reasons. First one, young people think they are smarter than older people. Well, that's a given. Most young people think they are smarter than older people because they live in a generation whereby they have things that older people never had in their generation. So they probably think they are better. That's a given. That's what young people think. Number two, older people with sense took a backseat. They just went like, okay, there is too much, not so much smart people around. Let's take a backseat and get out of this nonsense and quagmires and stuff like that. They just like took a backseat. That's older people with sense. And then older people without sense are the ones with the microphone. But yeah, older people without sense are the ones with the microphone. You see them on TV being hosted every day and they speak and you're like, what the hell is going on here? Like, who are these people talking for? Ugandans. Anyway, now this brings me back to the debate. I want us to watch this video where they asked General Mugisha Muntu a few questions and he spoke with so much sense that usually it skips by us because we are so used to seeing older people speak without sense. And then when people with sense come out and talk, we are locked out of it because we think we have younger people who are speaking sense, but then again, we miss the context of age. Now, I'll give you an example. Bobby Wine speaks so much sense in everything he says, but then again, when you listen without bias to General Mugisha Muntu, you will listen to someone who is like speaking with so much edge to it. Like there is edge to whatever he is saying. And that's priceless for this generation because very many older people who can really show us direction are taking a step back. Mr. Museveni speaks with so much sense that whenever he speaks, people do not really pick the essence of what he talks about. Usually when he speaks, he takes us back to the 80s. He takes us back to the 90s. And when he does that, most people are checked out because they do not understand, like it doesn't relate with today's generation, right? But when you listen and pick whatever he says, you'll be like, this man is really smart. And there is a reason why he has led Uganda for all these years. Anyway, let's listen to what General Muntu said.
Honorable Nkunyinji Muwada, because I was asking whether we are ready to go behind Honorable Robert Chaguranyi. Well, we are always open to discussions as Alliance for National Transformation, but we've also had experiences in the politics of this country. It depends on the basis on which one would make the conclusions that the country has made a decision. Because I've been in a party called Forum for Democratic Change, and I know that in 2011, 2016, we generated crowds that I have not yet seen in this country. Unfortunately, we didn't take power. So I always know, and I've always spoken out, it's not something that I hide, that winning is one thing, taking power is another. You have to have two different strategies for both. So if we are to sit and agree on the strategies for both, rearrangements could be made. I have no problem with that. Thank you. I think Yvonne talked about the raising of hope. I think all Ugandans really want to see a better future, need to invest in the raising of hope. And there are many Ugandans, men and women, who have got spheres of influence through which they can raise that hope in the people who are around them. We can't stop speaking. We are in a dark period. There is no doubt about that. But in every dark cloud...
You know, he says that we are in a dark period. I'll tell you something. The country has been led where we are today for the past 40 years in the same manner, with the same sort of like direction. Like, I don't think that we are going to go into war or like people are going to start killing each other and stuff like that. But somehow there has to come a time when a shift will happen. And when he says we need conversations, I think this is the period of time where we need conversations to just practically, like realistically talk about things that just might happen or maybe won't happen. There is only one thing in life that is a constant, and this is called change. 10 years ago, you were probably 20 or you were probably 10 years old. Today, you are 20 years old. Change is the only constant thing that keeps on happening in life. And whether you like it or not, in the next 20 years, where we are today, we will not be here. We shall have already moved on. But how are we moving on from today? That's what generally I think he was talking about, the dark age.
How does he say? There's always a silver lining. So every Ugandan who recognizes that anything that loses hope starts dying must participate in that. You can't just leave it on the candidates. We must keep on resustaining the hope within our people, because if there is absolute loss of hope, like I noticed when you go up country, then the future will really be very, very bleak. Do everything humanly possible to talk to people, to tell them that things always change. There is always a turning point. Even us, we will get that turning point, but we all must focus to a future that is better than what we're experiencing and work, invest into it. There's no way a better future is going to fall like rain, which unfortunately seems to be what most people hope or expect that is going to happen, that you leave it to just 8 people roving all over the country. No, 7, not 8. 7 is already, a different category. Is the one who want to throw out of power. So the 7 of us, you can't say we can't be the only ones who raise hope. There are many more Ugandans who can discuss these issues on the dining table, in the taxis, in the borders, wherever they are, because hope is what sustains us as a people. The moment you lose hope, you start dying. Wekesa Amos, thank you for recognizing our understanding of what the potential for tourism is, because I can't even understand why anybody who seriously looks at growing an economy cannot look at tourism as one of the focal areas for investment. Uganda have not even tapped beyond 30% of the potential that we do have. If we had time, we would go into details in regard to that. And well, the colleague from Went, it's unfortunate that you asked that question. You know how this regime manipulates information, manipulates people? So we stand with Honorable Chaguranyi in all the things he's doing. It's unfortunate that the security services are really focused on breaking the crowds which they do have, which they used to do to our candidate in FDC when we were there. They have a way of trying to do things in such a way that they cause clashes within the opposition forces. We will not allow that. Even when we are separate, even when we are running different campaigns, we will stand together against the tyranny of the regime.
You know, making this video, I've only wanted to show you that just because you're young and you think you're smart, you speak out of emotions. You certainly never use logic. But when you listen to older people who literally use logic, you always draw the balance. Sometimes some people don't listen, others listen, but they just don't really care. But when you listen to older people with so much intent, you pick so much sense, probably something you will be able to share with your kids and probably your grandchildren. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.